Hi, good evening, everybody. My name is Neil. I am with CCS Investment Group. Today is July 25th, 2019. I hope everybody's having a good evening, and I hope everybody had a really good trading day. Today actually presented us with a lot of opportunities. Unfortunately, my work schedule doesn't allow or afford me the opportunity to capitalize on a lot of these trades. I was still able to get into a couple of trades today. I kind of want to just break them down a little bit for everybody here, um, and kind of break down a little bit of the methodology that I use to trade the market that I trade. So um, just kind of break it down a little bit. The only market that I trade, and I want to say it's about 95% of the time, is the E-mini S&P, which is the ES S&P 500. And I trade that versus the VIX. And the reason why I do that, the VIX is the volatility index for the S&P 500, and they're kind of inverse of each other. So, when the VIX is moving up, we've got movement in the ES going down, and vice versa. So, I kind of use that as a gauge, and it kind of gives me an idea as to what to do, and how to, where to enter and exit some of these trades, based off of the trends that I'm seeing. So, without further ado, today we had kind of a crazy pre-market. We knew that the VIX was already trading lower, right? We were almost we were actually under 12 on the VIX, which is like really low. And if you look back in time, normally when the VIX gets down that low, we usually have a pretty big move back to the upside. Think about the VIX as like a rubber band. So we normally the VIX kind of trades in in its own little channel up, with big breaks up, big breaks down, and even just slow gradual moves down and up, making the markets kind of move a little bit here. But so today, this morning, pre-market, I had started seeing some crazy movement in the VIX. At one point we had a move here on this 5 minute candle. We wicked all the way down to 1169, which I kind of said, you know what, we're probably not gonna go any higher at this point. And that was actually around the time that we saw the ES put in its high of 3027.75. At which point I kind of had an idea that we were gonna be moving lower today. Now, I to break this out a little bit, I don't ever get into trades before the market opens. Um, Now, some people might think that's kind of crazy. I mean, I probably could have gotten, a decent trade early in the morning before 9:30 and been done for the day. But again, it's just not the thing that I do, and I'm just not going to deviate from my plan. Um, so you know, I put on two trades today. Um, one was uh, one was after the market kind of made its move. At this point, at 9:30, I knew that the market was already starting to make its move. And at that point in time, yes, you could still enter a trade. It's not technical in nature, but you could still enter the trade, and yes, you're gonna win. You're gonna make some money. But I pride myself on making some smart trades, and technical trades. And so my partner and I, we kind of waited. We sat on our hands, and a lot of the times it may bite us, it may not. And today it didn't. We both had really good days. Um, so when I noticed the ES or the VIX, I'm sorry, the VIX was reaching a point of exhaustion here. I started seeing I saw this wick here on this candle here, and then I started seeing some red, and then I waited for one more red 5 minute candle, and then I said, you know what, this is gonna be our chance, our opportunity, right? And this was actually around this time of the day. And this is when we started seeing this V-shaped reversal kind of take shape. And this is what we waited for. We waited for the market to come back up to grab a short. And you can see I marked it here at 3018. That's kind of where I wanted this to go, where I was thinking the ES was going to get back up there, right? And it was just mainly because I was seeing some kind of structure here and some kind of structure out here, and the 15-minute chart. So I was waiting for it, but it never got up there. But I was still able to enter my trade. I entered a trade here at 3016. I waited for it to kind of get back up here, and that's where I entered 3016. My partner, on the other hand, he traded the YM. I mean, he had ended up getting in a little bit earlier than I did. And he was in around 27174, but he ended up actually getting back in again at a much better price. I think he was at around 27200 was his level that he got in, and I mean he made a great trade. So I mean, it had a great day, just off of one trade, and that's kind of like one of the things that we as an investment group we want to instill in some of the early traders that we're trying to teach, that you don't need to trade all day. You only need to make one really good trade, and that's it. That's it, and close down your broker, whatever you use, close it down, leave for the day. So my trade here was 3016, and I wrote it down to about here. 3009 was where I exited. And it was a wonderful trade. Now, you might question why I didn't stay in. I reached my profit. That was my profit target. I'm not going to sit here and just ride it out. I mean, yes, could have made a lot more money, but you know what? I reached my profit. It was good. So my next trade was again just kind of waiting. It's a wait and see, it's a wait and see game. And kind of see what the market's gonna do. And my very last trade came around at 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock, I got in off of this spike right up here. We spiked up over 3008, and I said, you know what, this is gonna be a good entry. And I grabbed myself. My contract actually was at 3007 was my entry. I wrote it down to this middle Keltner here, just underneath it, and that was my exit. I exited. That was it. And those were my two trades for the day. So I hope everybody listening, kind of understands a little bit more of, my method of trading. Again, I use the VIX and the ES, and those are just my two vehicles that I use to trade. And I really highly encourage everybody listening to go out there and kind of study the VIX, understand what the volatility index is, because you not only can you use it with the ES, but it's been tested against the equities, in the equity market. Pretty much any stock in the S&P 500, you could use it against. Yeah, do yourself some due diligence, study it, learn it. And if anybody's got any questions, go ahead and leave some feedback, some comments, and I'd be more than happy to get back in touch with anybody. All right, have a good night. Thanks. Bye.